Hey guys, MoiDawg here, and today we're taking an early look at Payday 3, and we've got exclusive access to a brand new heist.
Okay, get inside the warehouse, slip past the guard booths, or find another way.
I had the awesome opportunity to not just check out some of the new content releasing in Payday 3, but I also joined one of the coolest, most insane game announcement events I have ever seen. I flew out with a bunch of other content creators to New York City, and we got some first-hand experience of an actual bank heist. Now, all in all, this was an absolutely awesome time, and I'd like to quickly thank Payday 3 for the invitation, as well as being the sponsor of today's video. So, after we all got yelled at by the heisters,
Down there, go! We're robbing a bank!
we went on down and checked out on our loot, which was a Payday 3 duffel bag, a collector's edition gold mask, and a replica gold bar that I wish was actually real, but I was able to get engraved. Here is where we were able to party up, and I actually got to spend about 2 hours of straight Payday 3 gaming. Now, if you're used to Payday and you're familiar with the Payday universe, you might have been paying enough attention that you noticed that in the IRL footage, there were more than just 4 heisters. The original crew of Dallas, Change, Hoxton, and Wolf are back, but there are 2 new crew members, or I guess 1 new and 1 rejoining crew member that are confirmed in Payday 3. We have the return of Joy and the introduction of Pearl. So with these 2 and the 4 originals, you'll have plenty of decisions to make as who is going to be your preferred character when you start up your heist. Now, first off, before I even played the game, I literally just sat back, I customized my loadout, and I just simply enjoyed the main menu music because this thing absolutely slaps. I feel like a lot of the times the user experience in the main menu, especially the loading screen, can be overlooked. And in a game like Payday where you have to spend so much time actually customizing your player, I really appreciate that the lobby itself looks good but also sounds good. Now, in addition to just the environment, there is a really nice feature that should not be overlooked, and that is that you can actually see everybody's loadout while you're waiting to start the game. You can see everyone's primary, their secondary, their gadgets, and other items like grenades, ammo boxes, or extra armor. And ultimately, this game is best as a co-op experience. So being able to actually visually double check everyone's loadout and then ready up is obviously really important. I know I'm not alone when I play games with my buddies. We're all chatting, we're hanging out, we're not really paying attention sometimes. We start the mission or raid or whatever we're doing, and yeah, all of a sudden we realize somebody's forgotten something. This is really nice and probably going to prevent a lot of restarts, so thank you devs for this. Additionally, there's a whole aspect of skills in Payday 3 that can completely change the way you play the game. Now, admittedly, I didn't realize that these skills were actually a thing until about an hour and a half into playing, so I really didn't appreciate it until my last couple run-throughs. But there are certain buffs like Edge, which gives you 10% more damage, Grit, which can actually reduce your incoming damage, or Rush, which gives you an actual speed boost, and you can see these little boxes and icons pop up on the screen as you're doing whatever you're doing in game. But these buffs and some other skills which are more passive that you can't see just flash up on your screen can really dictate how your run and how your job is going to go. For example, if you want to really perfect that stealth build, if you want to make sure that nobody knows you're even there, you can get something called the Retriever skill, which will actually make it so your throwing knives won't get destroyed when you use them, allowing you to pick them back up and then continue on with your stealthy takedowns. You can also get the Strategist skill, which will allow you to mark additional targets for your team, which means that they can move around the map without being jumped by a guard that they didn't realize was there. Finally, top it off with a cover-up skill, and you can actually take down guards and then immediately answer the radio, so that way everyone else in the area thinks, hey, nothing's happened to the guard, we're all good. If stealth isn't your thing, maybe you're more of a brawler and you like to get up close and personal with people, simple skills like quick reload and tank make you an absolute beast in firefights. And you can even get an ability called Stockholm Syndrome, where you can yell at civilians to come revive you if you get down. For support players, you can go full combat medic and make it so you heal quicker and faster, carry more med pouches, and even get a speed boost if a buddy gets down, so you can go to him quicker and get him up quicker. Don't want to be a medic? You can go full gadget nerd build, increase the damage of all your turrets, and even make your hacking more efficient. Now, I wasn't able to look through all of these skills because there are an absolutely insane amount of them, but it really seems that you can play this game in pretty much any way you want to. And to get the right combination of weapons, gadgets, and team members, plus all these skills, you really just have to figure out what type of player you are, as well as what type of players you're playing with are. Either way, I like how customizable you can do this, and it really makes it seem like there's an almost RPG element that you can make for each one of your characters. Now on to the gameplay. So when we usually think of Payday, we think of bank robbing, and I did get a chance to play plenty of the bank heist map where you can go super stealthy if you wanted to by hacking cameras, crouching around, stealing keys, and unlocking safes. But I was teamed up with the Act Man, his brother, and other Joe from the Angry Joe Show, and well, let's just say we killed as many people as we could each and every time, almost every single time. Being able to try and go stealth and then just say, hey, screw it, mask on, let's roll, and then start shooting, grabbing hostages, getting body shields, and it was just fun kind of blowing holes throughout the map and just mowing down baddies. However, as I mentioned in the intro, there is a brand new heist releasing in Payday 3, and that is called 99 Boxes. In this job, you have to infiltrate a cargo warehouse, search a bunch of cargo containers, find the experimental components, and then escape. When you start off, you can choose to go weapons out at the front guard post or try and sneak around. Either way, you need to eventually search computers to find the storage location of the components in the storage yard. What made this job interesting is that there are actual steps you need to do in order to prepare yourself to get the equipment and then extract with it. You need to find the refrigerated truck, hook up some liquid nitrogen in order to cool it, and then whenever you have secured the equipment, finally, after battling your way through this maze of storage units, you need to get it back quick enough before it degrades. Spend too much time and you'll actually get a worse payout. Now, the first time I played this job, I actually had no idea what I was doing since I was under the impression we were supposed to rob a bank, and I was confused with all the warehouse stuff, but soon, as you move through the warehouse and realize that you have to do all these tiny steps, and you hack the computers and you get all this info, it actually clicks and ends up being an incredibly fun time. I also like how you're not just confined to a bank. I mean, banks are pretty small, right? You're just in the safe area, you got the front, and that's more or less it. When you're actually in this warehouse and storage unit and container yard, the map is actually quite big, and you can move around, flank around, try to get different equipment, get the thermals for everything. It's actually pretty confusing if you don't have good comms, and a lot of fun when you finally are able to fight your way through and get on to the next step. Honestly though, I was usually on go kill all the cops duty while others were trying to place the thermite and breach these containers, but as we upped the difficulty a bit, we all had to help out as players would get down from taking too much damage or even getting handcuffed. 99 Boxes also played much differently depending on what weapon I was using. I'm not saying that the bank heist one didn't, but I feel like I felt it a lot more in 99 Boxes. Now overall, I don't think there was a weapon I didn't like, but by the end of the night I had tried the AK, the M4, a couple DMR style rifles, 2 shotguns, and an SMG. And at the easiest level of difficulty, it really didn't matter too much what you picked. It was all just personal preference and you just kind of had fun mowing down everybody. But the harder difficulty we went with, you could tell that if you didn't have a good mix of weapons, you could really get overwhelmed and outgunned quickly. This was especially true if you didn't have your good loadout at the beginning of the game before you even loaded in, and nobody had those ammo boxes to rearm off of, or the extra armor plates. There are also some cool attachments you could have added if you wanted to, like thermals, but personally I like to keep it more CQB on the off chance that I could have started this whole thing by stealthing around and could have just been able to take out one enemy without the whole map exploding in gunfire. Yeah, that didn't really work out with our group too often. Now, if you are interested in playing Payday 3 yourself before the release date later this month, there is a technical open beta test running this weekend from September 8th to 11th. Simply request access to the beta on the Payday 3 store page, download the game, and you're good to go. I would strongly suggest trying to get with a group of friends, vary your loadouts, and really try the different levels of difficulties for the jobs. If I had a bit more time during my test session, I really wanted to try to take advantage of my camera hacks, and we would have tried to go for a full stealth playthrough, like 100% it. Now, for the future of Payday 3, the devs did release a roadmap for the next year, confirming seasonal events and even an update to the new Unreal 5 engine, which should make this already good-looking game look even better. Personally, I had an absolute blast playing Payday 3, and I do plan on getting some fun full playthroughs from beginning of the heist to end recorded for you guys, so that way you can see if any of my tactical shooter experience has actually rubbed off for Payday. I don't think I'm going to be going full milsim LARP, but I do want to try some really high stakes, high speed tryharding for some of these missions and see what we can do. But what do you guys think about Payday 3? Let me know in the comments below, and if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. But that's it for me. Until next time, peace.